Hello all! In this video, we will watch the first two episodes of the anime called My Hero Academia. Some time ago, a younger Izuku Midoriya stands up to Katsuki Bakugo in order to defend another child from being bullied. Katsuki doesn't take Deku seriously and mocks him for being quirkless and attempting to play hero. Back to present time, a now 14-year-old Izuku watches as heroes battle an enormous villain. One day long ago in King City, China, a luminescent baby was born with a unique power. Then, as time passed, the similar phenomena happened all over the world, and soon the majority of the population had obtained superhuman powers known as quirks. Due to that, people were able to pursue heroism as a profession. As Backdraft keeps citizens at a safe distance, Camus Woods battles the gigantic criminal. Camus Woods states that the villain used his quirk for illegal purposes and uses lacquered chain prison on him in an attempt to stop his movement. However, Mete Levy shows up and uses Cannon to defeat him. Several people start photographing the heroine as she declares that today is her debut and asks for the rest to be left up to her. Izuku starts rapidly taking notes about Mete Levy's quirk, gigantification. A man wonders if he's aiming to be a hero, wishing him good luck, to which Izuku happily answers that he'll do his best. At Aldera Junior High, a teacher lectures the class about considering their futures. He says he will hand out the printouts on the students' desired life course, but knows they all want to be heroes. As the class starts using their quirks, he reminds them they're not allowed to use them during school hours. Katsuki tells the teacher not to group in with everyone else because he's superior. His classmates yell at him for that, but Katsuki tells them to shut up, and they remember he's aiming for UA High School. As the students comment about the difficulty of the exam, Katsuki declares he aced the mock exam and intends to surpass even All Might as the top hero. The teacher mentions that Izuku also wants to go to UA. The whole class then turns to face Izuku, erupting in laughter moments later. Izuku's classmates say there's no way he will be able to get into the hero course if all he can do is study. Izuku attempts to defend himself, but Katsuki aims an explosion at him, saying that Izuku shouldn't put himself in the same level as him since he's quirkless. Izuku explains that he is not trying to compete with Katsuki, and is only trying to follow the dream he had since childhood because he will not know if he can accomplish it if he doesn't try. Katsuki says that the exam is impossible for him as the whole class looks down on Izuku, snickering. Elsewhere, a villain with a fluid slime-like body is on the loose. As a crowd nearby watches him run away, a person comments that there is no end to villains. A man then answers that there indeed is an end to them because he is there. Back at Izuku's middle school, he picks up his notebook while reading about the incident on his phone, but as he gets ready to get home and take notes, Katsuki approaches, exploding the notebook with his quirk. He then throws it out the window and tells Izuku, who does not reply to his taunts, to give up on UA and dive off the rooftop. As Izuku picks up his notebook, he remembers an incident from his childhood, watching a video of All Might making his debut as a hero, saving over 100 people. Izuku says he wants to be just like him, but is later told by a doctor to give up. He has 2 joints in his pinky toe, which shows that he is quirkless. Later that day, Izuku watches the video again, crying, and asks his mother if he can still be a hero like All Might, to which she starts crying and apologizes. Back to the present time, Izuku is attacked by the runaway slime-like villain shown before while walking home. Suddenly, All Might appears and uses Texas Smash against the villain, a powerful wind pressure move that defeats the villain. Izuku vaguely sees All Might and faints shortly thereafter. Once Izuku wakes up, he's shocked to see his idol right in front of him. He asks for his autograph but sees it's already in his notebook. After seeing Izuku is safe, All Might starts leaving with the villain in his custody, but Izuku grabs onto his leg and ends up flying with him. When All Might realizes it, he tells Izuku to let go of him, but Izuku says he'd die if he did, so All Might looks for a place to land on. All Might starts bleeding from his mouth and gets worried due to it. All Might lands on the rooftop of a building. Izuku asks the man if someone who doesn't have a quirk could also be a hero like him. Near Tatooine Station, Katsuki's friends comment that he may have gone too far bullying Izuku this time in reference to Katsuki telling Izuku to take a leap off of the school's roof, to which he replies is Deku's fault and he needs to learn how the world works. While they're talking, Katsuki is attacked by the same sludge villain that had attacked Izuku. Meanwhile, All Might and Izuku are talking on top of a building. Izuku asks the #1 hero if someone who doesn't have a quirk could also be a hero like him. As Izuku explains his ambitions, All Might reaches his limit and transforms into a lanky human. Izuku is shocked to see his true form, and All Might explains his transformation by showing the boy a wound he'd gotten 5 years prior and gives the boy a lecture on the responsibilities of a pro hero. A pro must always be ready to risk his or her life, and so he cannot tell Izuku he can do it even while being quirkless. As he takes the stairs down the rooftop, he notices that the villain he had captured is missing and that there are explosions in another area of the city. At the scene of the explosions, Death Arms and other heroes are trying to fight the sludge villain attempting to take Katsuki's body, but to no avail. All Might watches, scolding himself for wasting time and now being unable to fight. Izuku thinks about All Might's words while walking down the street and approaches the crowd watching the explosions. He notices it's the villain All Might saved him from and realizes it must be his fault the hero is now unable to save the new victim, mentally apologizing. However, after realizing the villain has Katsuki hostage, an erratic Izuku rushes to his rescue while All Might is stunned at this as the other heroes attempt to stop him. Izuku remembers his notes and strikes the sludge villain with his bag, giving him an opening to get close to Katsuki. As Izuku desperately tries to help, Katsuki asks why he's there, and Izuku answers that it is because Katsuki's eyes were pleading for help, and he couldn't bear to watch him die. The sludge villain recovers and attempts to attack Izuku, but All Might protects him. All Might admits he scolded the boy for something he hadn't done himself, risk his life in order to save other people as a pro hero. Inspired by Izuku's bravery, All Might uses his great strength to destroy the sludge villain with a Detroit Smash while freeing Katsuki at the same time. Afterwards, the heroes scold Izuku for risking his life and praise Katsuki for fighting back. Later that day, Katsuki confronts Izuku and tells him that he never asked to be saved and that Izuku shouldn't look down on him. Then, All Might meets up with Izuku again and says that the boy was the one who made the difference in the previous situation, despite being quirkless, and that he did the same thing other top heroes had done before, moving before he could even think in order to save another person. At last, All Might tells a crying Izuku that he can become a hero.
Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell so as not to miss new videos. Bye everyone.